If ever there was a sexy machine tool, this one certainly is. It is the Ibarmia machine. What a machine. Now, I've seen this before, Paul, already at 2G Tooling, but to see it here at Dugard's headquarters, it's an incredible machine.
Yeah, well, they had such a lot of success off the back of being able to provide these machines now. Certainly the video yourself and Chloe did at 2G Tooling, where you saw the machine cutting I think it was a mould tool there, getting the full use out of the working envelope, which is why he wanted the machine. But that's led to the guys, ordering a few of these for stock, of which this is one.
Because they had so many inquiries. Now let's open the doors. You go one side, I'll go the other, just to show off the size of the table of this machine. And of course, as you can see in the centre, you have got the door so you can create that pendulum machining too.
Yeah, well, let's start this side, because here what you've got is a C-axis table here. Now this, of course, allows you to manoeuvre the part through 360 degrees. So when you're when the head comes in to do the milling, you can obviously, using the B-axis as well, attack various sides of it. But what you can also do with this is actually turn. You can have these machines, so this will actually turn. It can become like a vertical lathe. So you've almost got, if you compartmentalise this machine, if that's the right word, this side is one area, and then of course this side is another. Now that's just one option, because you could take this partition away, and that would then give you, a full 3 metre working envelope machine. So it really is a machine that they provide, Ibarmia provide, as a totally flexible solution. Here you can see ahead, and we'll go around the back in a minute to see how the machine is constructed. But I think if you're after versatility, use it as 2 machines or use it as one.
And of course, these machines, they're made out in Spain, and we've seen images of some of the machines that they're making at the moment, and they're literally the size of houses. So this is nothing in comparison to what Ibarmia are able to produce.
Yeah, they've got a rich 65-year history in developing machine tools, and one of the other machines that Dugard have sold recently is one that is like a multitasking machine. So it's got the turning that we spoke about.
Yes.
It's also got the 5-axis milling capability. But they go one step beyond this, Ibarmia. You can also have a hybrid where you've got an LMD, a laser metal deposition feature on it as well.
Who make it? Who are using that?
Well, so you can print as well as machine. So there's not a lot you can't do with a part like that. If you're working in heavier industries where you've got material parts that you need to maybe repair, would be a perfect example. But equally, if you want to print and then machine as well, the Ibarmia machine can do that.
No, okay. Now, over time, of course, things can sag and droop, but certainly not at this. And that's an interesting part.
This is the L3000 Star. Now, what that actually means, Lyndsey, is that they bring this machine into a certain specification. So it comes with the B-axis head, it comes with the integrated table that we saw, it comes with through spindle coolant, high pressure, and all those things. And there's 2 options. You can either have a 1500 or a 3000, which this is, and it's available here from stock. But getting to the point, this is where it gets really interesting here. And I love the way that this is exposed, because it was the first thing that caught my eye.
Just to note, it's not normally exposed. If installed, it's just for the time being, it's just literally landed
100%,
here.
because they really want to show people that come here to Hove how this machine's made, how it moves, how the axes move. Here you'll see the X-axis is moving on this ball screw, obviously from the right to the left. That's quite common, well, that is very common on a travelling column machine. But where it gets a little bit more interesting is here is the Y-axis. The Y-axis moves in and out, so it don't have a ram on this machine. It doesn't.
Yes, that's what he was talking about, sagging and drooping.
That's where your movement for the Y-axis comes from. So everything's fixed. It's almost like it's moving on in one piece, which means you don't get any droop.
Yeah, because it's the whole not the whole casting, but the whole kind of area here. It moves out with
exactly, and that is so important in rigidity and when you're machining. Here you'll see the tool carousel, and again this would be covered in under normal circumstances, but well outside of the working area, well outside of the working envelope, so that you've got no, swarf being able to get on your tools. And you can expand these tool changes, and if you were doing turning as well, you'd obviously have turning tools on here too. So a really good example of a solid base. You can see the size of the ball screws, you can see the linear guides on here. You can see how it all works, which is really impressive when you're looking at a machine.
What's the USP for this machine really, Paul? Like, where does it stand in the industry? Who's buying it? Who wants it? Who's going to say, yep, that's what I need?
It's total flexibility. Okay, you need a big workshop to be able to accommodate one like this, which is the L3000. But if you do want to get the best out of a machine where you've got something like 35 or 40 kilowatts of continuous power in their spindle rating as well, which harder materials, you know, more difficult machining applications, it's perfect for. This tipping head, this B-axis will allow you to hit different faces. And then, of course, as we mentioned here with this rotary axis as well, whether you want to turn or not, you can still get to multiple faces at once. So it's bigger applications, it's, you know, universal companies that want to tackle parts from all kinds of different industries.
Forgive me if I'm a bit ignorant here, but instead of buying two different machines, like a vertical and then a turning or anything like that, this is kind of attacking it in one.
It is, but some might say, well, you've only got one spindle, so you can only service one side at once. Whereas if you had two machines, you've obviously got two spindles and two sides. But then, you know, with this, you've got a bigger machine that allows you to be able to do a much larger component as well. You might have, you know, an aerospace structure that might be 2.5, 3 meters in length. You're not going to do that on a smaller machine.
That's exactly what 2G Tooling actually said, is the fact that they were limited in their capacity, and now this has opened up a whole new world. And he didn't work in aerospace so much before, and now it's opened up a whole new industry for him.
Yeah, he's a tool maker, and he's a good example as well of machining harder materials. Surface work, you know, profiling. The control system, now this is a Heidenhain system, and a lot of machine tool manufacturers, when it comes to milling, Heidenhain is the preference, Siemens is popular, but sometimes Fanuc is overlooked. But not the case here with Dugard and Ibarmia 2. You can have this machine with either of three of those controls, which means you can go into companies where they've just had another success story where they've sold one of these with a Fanuc system. The guy's running Fanuc controls, he wants a Fanuc control, so you can have one. So I think, in answer to your question, versatility has to be the first point on here. You know, stability as well, heavy duty, rugged machining, all of those things, more than capable, and they are very competitively priced. They have linear scales on all axes, including the rotary axis as well, so very accurate. All of those things, you know, a real performer, this machine.
And available in stock. Here from Dugard.